Welcome to Anything Curious, the most random channel on YouTube. Today, I am curious about giant African snails that are multiplying like crazy in America. How did they get here? Both accidentally, like on cargo ships, and purposefully through smuggling. Want an example of some recent smuggling? Well, a woman flying into Atlanta's airport was caught smuggling an even dozen of them. Wait for it. In her dress. No, I am not kidding. This is happening in other airports as well. Let's get started, shall we? Imagine a snail, not the small garden variety, but one the size of your hand with a shell as big as a grapefruit. They are not new to the United States, as they were first seen in Hawaii in 1936 and Florida in 1966. No big deal, right? Wrong, 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 wrong. Now imagine this creature not munching on leaves in a forest, but devouring crops, disrupting ecosystems, and even posing a threat to human health. They can carry parasite and diseases. They can carry rat lungworm, which can cause meningitis and other parasitic, bacterial, viral, and fungal diseases. Those who keep these as exotic pets need to keep them isolated, and if they become bored with them, then they should kill them. They have both sets of reproductive organs, so they don't need other snails to mate with. And, as I said earlier, they can multiply like crazy. Oh, and if this isn't enough, they also like to eat things like concrete and stucco for their shells. This is the reality we face with the giant African snail, an invasive species now gaining a large foothold in parts of the United States. These snails, originally from East Africa, are not just a nuisance. They are a serious threat to our environment, agriculture, and way of life. Their voracious appetite and rapid reproduction rate make them a formidable adversary. The situation is alarming. These snails, capable of surviving in diverse climates, are spreading. Understanding the threat they pose is the first step in combating this silent invasion.
The giant African snail is aptly named. It can grow up to 8 inches in length with a shell diameter of 4 inches. Their shells, typically brown with vertical stripes, are large enough to house a small bird. But it's not just their size that's remarkable. These snails are eating machines. Their diet is incredibly diverse. They consume over 500 plant species, including fruits, vegetables, ornamental plants, and even the bark of trees. This insatiable hunger makes them a nightmare for farmers and gardeners alike. Native to East Africa, these snails have been spread around the world through human activity. Whether accidental or intentional, the transport of these creatures has led to their introduction in various countries where they often wreak havoc.
The giant African snail's journey to the United States is a cautionary tale of human error and the unintended consequences of globalization. These snails are believed to have arrived in the U.S. through a combination of pathways, including the pet trade, smuggled food items, and even as stowaways on cargo ships. Despite being illegal to possess without a permit, giant African snails are sometimes marketed as exotic pets. Their large size and unique appearance make them appealing to some, but their potential for destruction is often overlooked. Once introduced to a new environment, these snails can quickly establish populations. Their ability to lay hundreds of eggs per year, coupled with their relatively long lifespan of 5 to 10 years, allows them to multiply rapidly and outcompete native species.
The giant African snail's arrival in the U.S. has had a devastating impact on agriculture, particularly in warmer states like Florida. Their insatiable appetite for a wide variety of crops poses a significant threat to farmers and food security. These snails are known to feed on over 500 plant species, including important crops like citrus fruits, beans, peas, and even cocoa. Their feeding habits can decimate entire fields, leading to significant economic losses for farmers.
Their impact extends beyond just consuming crops. These snails can also damage plants by leaving behind trails of slime and excrement, further reducing the quality and yield of harvests. Thank you for watching this alarming episode of Anything Curious. If you enjoyed it or found it informational, please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay curious.